Hi friends, good day. Today, as I told you in the last class, I am taking out the third problem first. A owes B A owes B rupees 80 A owes B 890 rupees on 1st January 2015. From January to March, the following further transaction took place between A and B. January 16, A buys goods. February 2nd, A receives cash loan. Then March 5th, A buys goods. A owes means A needs to make a payment. See, A pays the whole amount on 31st March 2015 together with interest at 5% per annum. Calculate the interest by the average due date method. So this A owes 890 rupees means we need to know what is that A has to make a payment along with interest on 31st March 2015. Whenever you are having problem like this, first you should calculate average due date. From after calculating average due date, from that average due date you need to calculate interest up to the rate of settlement. Okay, let me explain this first. Let me start taking the problem now. Calculation of this problem number 3, no? Problem 3. Calculation of average due date. Calculation of average due date. I want due date number of days from due date amount product. Let us see. A was 890 rupees on 1st January 2015. So 1st January 15 opening balance is also we need to consider. What is the opening balance given here? 890 rupees. 890 rupees you write the amount. Now here you need to calculate due dates. See, here the date of transaction has been given. And when date of transaction has been given without giving any tenure, something like this, and we should take this January 2016, February 2nd, March 15th, and 1st January 15 as due dates. Clear to all of you? These days has to be taken as due date. And second important point you all should remember, whenever bill is not given, please try to understand, whenever bill is not mentioned, even if tenure is given, don't add 3 grace days. 3 grace days is to be added only in case of bills of exchange. Clear to all of you? Right. Now, A buys goods January 16. So, first let me write these due dates I am writing. Then 16th January 15. What is the amount we are having here? 910 rupees. Then next date February 2nd. 750 rupees. Last one, March 5th, 810. Now here, which is the earliest date? 115. So here I am writing number of days from base date, sorry. First January 15. So 0 product is 0, 1150 to 1115 0, 1115 to 16 January, 15 days, 15 days into 910 rupees. It is coming to 13,650. Second February 15. So 1st January means 30 days balance. January plus February 2 days up to February 2nd, 32 days. 32 days into 750. It is coming to 24,000. Then January 30, February 20, this is 15, not leap year. 28, March 5. 30 days plus 28 days plus 5 days. It is coming to 63 days. So 63 days into 810 rupees. It is coming to 51,030 rupees. Clear to all of you? Now you can go for totaling of this amount and product. If you go for totaling of it, it is coming to 890, 910, 750, 3,360. Okay, look at the product. 13,650 plus 24,000 plus 51,030. 88,680. Okay, clear to all of you. Now we need to calculate average due date. Base date 1st January 15 plus total product 88,680 by total amount 3,360. 88,680 by 3,360 you are getting 26.39. So this is 26 days is approximately. So therefore average due date is equal to 1st January 15 plus 26 days approximately. So 1st January plus 26, it is coming to 27th January 15 is the due date. Clear to all of you? Now we need to calculate now interest, because he has given A pays the whole amount on 31st March 2015 together with interest at 5% per annum. Calculate interest by average due date. If you want, you can calculate interest like 1st January to 31st March 15 on 890 rupees 5%. Again 910 rupees from January 16. Instead of calculating 4 times, by doing average due date method, you can calculate interest. So now from average due date, we need to calculate number of days. Then we have to calculate interest. So interest is to be calculated from average due date that is 27,115 to 31st March 2015. That is for how many days? So you got January 4 days, no? 31 minus 7, 4 days. January 4, February 28 plus March 31. So therefore you have to calculate interest for how many days? 63 days. Therefore interest is equal to, what is the total amount? 3,360. Rate has been mentioned here, 5% per annum into 63 by 365. Okay, so 3,360 into 5% into 63 by 365. You are getting interest of 28.99. It is nothing but 29 rupees approximate. Therefore amount to be paid by A together with interest on 31st March 15 is equal to 3,360 plus 29, 3,389 is the amount that is to be paid. Like this you should do. Clear to all of you? So this has been completed. All these problems we have completed. Now let us look at mutual owings. This is the problem of mutual owings. Mutual owings. Two traders, this is what I am working out today. Two traders X and Y buys goods from one another, each allowing the other one month's credit. At the end of 3 months, account rendered as follows: goods sold by X to Y, 60 rupees, May 15, June 16. Goods sold by Y to X. Now goods sold by X to Y is nothing but for X sales, Y purchases. Here goods sold by Y means for Y sales, X purchase. So X is a seller as well as X is a purchaser. Calculate the date upon which the balance should be paid so that no interest is due to either to X or Y. Like a mutual owing, when there's a mutual owing, we need to calculate. How to calculate this? So first we should do 1 month credit has been mentioned. So if it's 1 month is credit, and you can see there's no bill mentioned, so no need to add 3 grace days. So due date, it is coming to May 18, June 15, May 15 plus 1 month, June 15, July 7. Okay, for other one, April 23 plus 1 month, due date May 23, June 24. So what we should do now is that when we are having mutual owings, we need to find out the product of, say for example, goods sold by X. Are you following? We need to find out goods sold by X. That means we need to find out goods sold by X means Y payments. Goods sold by Y to X means For X payment, we need to find out the product. That is what I am going to explain here first. When you are having mutual owings like this, problem number 1, now what is that we should do is that, 1 minute, in all these cases, which is the earliest date in of all these transactions? May 18, June 15, July 17, May 23, June 24. First of all, you should have product of goods sold by X, my dear friends. Then product of goods sold by Y. Then you have to take average due date. So for doing average due date, you should take the base date for amount receivable from Y, amount payable by X. This is amount receivable from Y, amount payable by X. Okay, simple words, we can say for Y's payments and X payment. We will be looking at for Y's payment and X payment, or product of goods sold by X and product of goods sold by Y. Whichever is simple, you can follow this. So what I do, I take same base date, I calculate earliest date I will be taking out of these two, and that base date is the key for calculating the product. And after calculating the product, then we will be going for, after calculating the product, then we go for, the formula is that average due date is equal to base date plus difference in product by difference in amount. That is the formula. I repeat once again, average due date is equal to base date plus difference in product by difference in amount, and that will become your due date, the common due date. That means after adjusting amount due by Y to X and adjusting amount due by X to Y, then we'll be having common date. On that common date, a single payment will be paid. So that I will be explaining here. So how to work out? First point, there is a mutual owings or contra. We need to take base date as the earliest date of the transactions between date of the transaction between both the parties. Whenever there is a mutual owings or contra, we need to take base date as the earliest date of the transaction between both the parties. Then we can find out the product of both the parties. Average due date in such a case average due date is equal to base date plus or minus difference in product base date, difference in product by difference in product by difference in amount. Now that is equal to, here first I am writing here problem, let us take May 18 as a base date. For ascertaining product of X and Y. Next, product of sales made by X. Product of sales made by X, or we can write in brackets when X is selling is nothing but payments made by whom? Y, no? It is also called as for Y's payments. For Y's payments, we'll be having column. Here due date, directly I am writing, or if you want to insert that whatever the date of transaction is being given, you can start with date of transaction, first column, second column, due date, third column, amount, fourth column or third column we write number of days. You also can write amount, but we are comfortable writing number of days. Number of days, from base date, fourth column amount, fifth column product. Fifth column product. Now let me take this. Date of transaction has been given. I'm talking about this one, April 18, May 15, June 16. April 18, May 15, June 17. Due date, 1 month duration, no? It has become May 18, June 15, July 17. Number of days from base date. We have taken base date as May 18. May 18. May 18 to May 18, 0. And you can see the amount 60, 70, 80. 60, 70, 80. Now June 15, May 18, no balance of days in May 31, 31 minus 18, 13, no, plus June 15, it is coming to 28 days. Now 28 days into 70, you are getting 1960. July 17, May 13, June 30, July 31 days, 13 plus 30 plus 31, it is coming to 74 days. Sorry, July 17, no, sorry. July 17. 13 plus 30, 43, 43, 50, 60 days. 60 into 80, 4,800. Okay. $60 plus 70, 130 plus 80, 210 rupees. And this is product. What is product here? 0, 6, 8 plus 9, 17. It is coming 6,760. Now, as I told you, product of sales made by X. So now product of sales made by product of sales made by Y is nothing but Y is selling, who has to make payment? X. For X payments. This is B. Here, as I told you, we should take the same base date. We should take the same base date. What is the same base date? That is May 18. This case also. In this case also. Now let us start again. April 23. Date of transaction. Due date. Date of transaction, due date. Then we'll be having number of days from due date. Amount product, column 1, 2, 3, 5. How you are getting product, you know? Three into 4. Here also, how you are getting product? Three into 4. Okay. Now here also, as I told you, number of days from base date. So that is May 18. Okay, let us look at the transaction date. April 23. Then we are having May 24. April 23, 1 month duration. Why I am not adding the grace days? Because it is non-bills of exchange. If it is a bills of exchange, we have to add 3 grace days. April 23, May 23, and May 24, June 24, 50 to 50. Or you can take this 52 rupees 50. Come on, May 18 to May 23. How many days we are having? 5 days. So 5 into 52. You are getting 260 rupees. Next, 24, June 24. May 18, balance of days May 13 plus June here 24. 24 plus 13, 37. 37 into 50. Is coming to 1850. Go for total of it. 102. 1850 plus 260 coming to 2110. Okay. Now the formula. Average due date is equal to base date, which is common, plus or minus difference in product by difference in amount. So that is equal to base date. We have taken same date. No, base date is how much? May 18. May 18 plus difference in product. You can see the product of this one 6760 minus 2110 by difference in amount 210 minus 102. That is equal to May 18 plus 6760 minus 2010. It is coming to 4650. 210 minus 102. It is coming to 108. Okay, now answer is May 18 plus 4650 by 108. It is coming to 43 days approximately. 43 point. So 43 days approximately. You can add May 18 plus 43 days. Normally I've been telling from last 2 class, May 18 plus 43, if you add, counting will be easy. You'll be getting 61 days. 61, since May also has been added. Now you deduct May 31. Now you are getting 30 days. So what is the answer? June 30. Come on. Therefore, actually X is supposed to receive how much? For Y's payment means X is going to receive 210. And X has to pay 110, 102. So how much you have to, X has to receive finally 108 rupees. So hence The date of settlement of the balance of rupees 108 is on June 30. Why has to? X rupees 108 to clear the account. Clear it, all of you? That means instead of X receiving, X paying, finally X how much he has to receive, because X should receive actually 210 and X should pay 102. Why should I receive 210 and why should I pay? Instead of that, after adjusting 102 rupees, finally how much is need to pay paid? 108 rupees. And the date of settlement of the balance of 108 is on June 3rd, that is June 3rd, that is Y has to pay X is 108 to clear the account. Clear to all of you? Like this we can work out some few problems. This also has been completed. Second has already been completed by us. Third is completed. Fourth has already been, I think, one few problems have given us homework. Fifth is completed. The sixth problem. Mr. Green and Red had the following mutual dealings and desired to settle their account on the average date. The same problem. We'll work out this one also. Sixth one. Purchased by Green from Red 6 January. Here directly given the date. 6 January, 2nd February, 31st March. 6 January, 9th March, 20. You are asked to ascertain the average due date. So, here in both the cases, which is the earliest date? 6th January, no? So, 6th January can be taken as a base date. So, purchases by Green from Red means we need to, for purchase by Green means Green has to make a payment. For Green payment, we need to find out product. Then similarly, we need to find out the product for Red payment. Product for Red payment. Okay, taking the same as the earliest date. Then you'll be getting the amount, difference in product by difference in amount. You'll be able to get the answer. We'll try this. Sixth problem. Calculation of taking 6th January as base date. Now in the problem he has not given the duration, so we take transaction date as the due date. Previous problem 1 month duration was given, so here transaction date is the due date. So first directly due date. So what I write here? For product of purchases by Green, or we can write Green's payment. Green's payment. First column due date, number of days from base date, amount, product. We can add 6th January. Then followed by 2nd February 16, 31st March 16. Here number of days from base date, that is we got amounts like 6,000, 2,800, 2,000. Now calculate here number of days 0, product 0, 6 January to 6 January, 6 January to 2nd February. 6th January means 31st January, 31st, 31 days. 31 minus 6, 25 days of January. Plus February 2 days, it is coming to 27. So 27 days into 2,800 is coming to 75,600. Then again January 25, and actually in the problem it has been mentioned that not 28 days in February. It is originally given in the manuscript. It has not been typed. 28 days in February is asking us to assume. If it is not given. Actually, to explain you, I have given. Originally in the problem it has been given. It has not been typed here. So 28 days in February is not given. Then you can take 29 days. Clear to all of you, because 2016 is a leap year. Here February 28 days I am taking. March 31st. So 25 plus 28 plus 31, you are getting 84 days. If it is a leap year, you will be getting 5 years. But in the problem, he has given that assume February as, even though it's a leap year, he is asking us to assume as 28. So we are assuming as a 28. So 84,000 into 2,000. It is coming to 1,68,000. 1,68,000 plus 75,600. You are getting a product of 2,43,600. Then 6,000, 8,000, 10,800 is the total amount. Okay, similarly, I have to go for now. Heading which I have written here, for product of purchases by green. Next, for product of sales by green. Sales by green. Where green is selling, who is paying red for red's payment. For product of sales by green, that is for red's payment. Again, date, due date, sorry. Due date, number of days from base date, amount, product. Come on, you can see the due date here. 6th January, 9th March, 20th March. January 16, 9th March 16, and 20th March. Base date we are taking as 6th January 16. It is coincidence in both the cases we are having 6th January as the base date. It may be the case or it may not be the case. Amount 6,600, then 2,400, then 500. We also can go for the totaling of also 9,500. Let us find out product. January 25 days, February 28 because in the problem has given the instruction. March here how many days? 9 days. So 25 plus 28 plus 9 is coming to 62 days. 62 days into 2,400 is coming to 1,48,800. In January 25, February 28, March 20. So 25 plus 28 plus 20. 73 days. 73 into 500. 36,500. So 36,500 plus 1,48,800. It is coming to 1,85,300. Okay, now you know the formula. Average due date is equal to, I have told you, base date 6th January 16 plus difference in product. You can see product here 2,43,600 minus 1,85,300 minus difference in amount 10,800 minus 9,500, that is 6 January 16 plus 2,43,600 minus 1,85,300. You are getting 58,300 by 10,800 minus 9,500. You are getting 1,300. So 58,300 by 1,300, 44.84 days you are getting. So 45 days approximately. So average due date is 45 days away from 6th January 16. Therefore, you know that 6th January plus 45 days will become 45 plus 6, 51. 51 minus 31, you'll be getting February 20. So 28th February. On 20th February, because purchase made by Green, no? On 20th February, Green has to pay rupees 58,300 to Red. Not 58,000, 1,300, sorry. Rupees 1,300 to Red to settle the account. How much he has to pay? 1,300 rupees to Red to settle the account. To Red to settle the account. 20th February, Green has to pay rupees 1,300 to Red to settle the account. Clear to all of you? That means the actually purchases made by Green is more than sales made by Green. It is coming to 9,500 whereas 10,800. So who has purchased more? Green has purchased more. Then this is the advantage. Instead of me having amount to be paid on different dates, me has to make payment, me has to receive a single date difference amount can be received. This is the advantage you are having under average due date method. Okay. Okay, now we see the two problems we have been left out with. 7th also is completed. 10th also has been completed. We are left out with 8th and 9th. So let me take today 8th problem first. Kishan Lal has made the following sales to Babu Lal. He allows a credit period of 10 days beyond which he charges interest at the rate of 12% per annum. He allows a credit period of 10 days beyond. If it is a so 10 days credit is given, if it is more than 10 days credit, he will be charging interest at the rate of 12% per annum. So date of sales he has given. So for all these things, we need to add 10 grace days. 26th May plus 10 days, 18th July plus 10 days, 2nd August, like that for each transaction. Please remember, no need to add grace days because there is no bills of exchange. We have to calculate 10 grace days like this. Okay. Babulal wants to settle his account on 30th September 14th. Calculate the interest payable by him using average due date. If Babulal wants to save interest of 588, how many days before 30th September 14th does he have to make a payment? Also find the payment date in this case. So before we discuss about this second part of the question, first let me work out up to this. Then we can discuss about the later on. Calculate the interest payable by him using average due date method. So point number 1, first let us calculate average due date. Point number 2, let us calculate interest. Then we discuss about third point. So two things we should calculate. Average due date, first point we need to calculate. Then point number 2, we need to calculate interest from average due date to 30th September 14. Then we discuss third point about to save interest. This we discuss later on. Okay, we discuss this later. So we are having three parts in the problem. First, let me calculate average due date. For 26th May, you need to add 10 days. 26th May, 10 days, it is coming to balance of days at May. Balance of days in May is 5, no? Then it will become June 5th June. 18th, it is coming 28th 7. 18th February. 18th August. 12th August. 12th August. 28th August. 3 days. 3 days August balance. So September 7. 19th September. 27th September. And first let us calculate the average due. I think by this time you are comfortable in doing it. I hope you all are comfortable in doing it. Problem number 8. The base date always you should select from due date. If due date is not given, date of sales we can take. Number of days from base date. Then amount. Then comes product. Okay, let me take these days first. 26th May. 14 on 12,000 rupees. and I've already added 10 grace days. It's coming 5th June 14. Next one 18th July 14. 10 days if you add. I told you 10 days. 28th July. Next 2nd August 14. 10 days. 12th August 14. 16,500. Next 20th August 14. 7th September 14. 9,500 is the amount. Next 9th September 14. 10 days if you add. $15,500. September 14. 13,500. Now if you see out of this, which is the earliest date? 5th. Number of days 0, product is 0. 5th June. June 30 now, 25 days June plus 28 days July. 25 plus 28, 53. It is coming to 53 days. 53 days into 18,000. 9,54,000. Next, June 25, July 31, August 12. 25 plus 31 plus 12. 68 days into 16,500. 11,22,000. Next, June 25, July 31, August 31, September 7 days. 25 plus 31 plus 31 plus 7. It is coming to 94 days. 94 days into 9,500. 8,93,000. One not 6. 16 lakh 43,000. $25 plus $31 plus 27, 114. 114 into 13,500. 15 lakhs 39,000. Now you can see the total 12,000 plus 18,000 plus 16,500 plus 9,500 plus 15,500 is coming to 85,000. You can also go for the total of product. It lakh 93, 16 lakhs 43,000 plus 15 lakhs 39,000 99 lakhs is taken as 95,000. 9 lakhs 54,000 plus 11 lakhs 22,000 plus 8 lakh 93,000 plus 16 lakhs 43,000 plus 15 lakhs 39, 61 lakhs 51,000. Okay, clear to all of you? Now, average due date is equal to, you know, that base date 5th June 14 plus 61 lakhs 51,000 by 85,000. So that is 5th June 14 plus 72 days approximately. 5th June 2014 plus 72 days approximately. You add 5 days to this, you'll be getting 77 days. I've also added June 5 days, so 77 minus June 30, July 31. So you are getting, what is the average date? You are getting 16th August. You are getting, am I right? So that is 16th August 2000. You're getting 16th August 2014 is the average due date. Now, the question is that is asking interest from Babel wants to settle his account on 30th September 2014. Calculate the interest. I told you interest from average due date to 30th September 14 you have to calculate. Interest from average due date to 30th September 14 you have to calculate. So, point number 1 is completed. Calculation of average due date. Point number 2, calculation of interest from 16th August 14 to 30th September 14. 16th means August, how many days are there balance? 31 no 15. 15 August. So 45 days I have to calculate interest. Am I right? For 45 days I have to calculate interest. Is date of settlement. For 45 days I have to calculate. Now interest is equal to, what is the total amount? 85,000. And what is the rate of interest? 12%. 85,000 into 12% into, okay, it is coming to 12,257.53. I am taking 1,258 approximate. Round off. Rupees 1,258 is the interest. But the problem is saying that up to this we have got it. If Babulal wants to save interest of 588, how many days before? Simple words. So we are getting interest of 1258 if you make payment on 30th September 4th. If you want to save a interest of 588 rupees, means naturally you need to make payment before 30th September 2014. That we need to calculate. That will become third part of the question. Third. In order to save interest amount of this, interest of rupees 588, he needs to pay before 30th September. Now let us calculate how many days before. How many days before? Save interest. Very simple. For interest of interest is for how many days? 45 days. Am I right? We have calculated interest here. We have seen that. We have calculated interest for 45 days. How much? 1258 rupees. No. So 1258 interest is for 45 rupees. To save interest 588 days, how many days? It will be proportionate. That is 588 into 45 by 1258. You can do that. You are getting 21.3. That means 21 days before, if he makes payment, simple words, 1258 rupees interest for 45 days. No, 588 rupees to save interest of 588 rupees. How many days before he has to pay? 21 days before 30th September. Therefore, the conclusion is that date on which amount to be paid save interest equal to September 30 minus 21 days. September 9th the payment date. September 9th is the payment date. So we also can write amount to be paid on September 9 is equal. Actual bill amount is 85,000, no? 85,000. 85,000 rupees plus 1258 is actual interest, but he wants to save 588 rupees. So 588 rupees interest he can save because he's making payment 21 days before. 85,000 plus 1258 minus 588 days is coming to 670. That is 85,000 plus 670. 85, sorry, not 85,000. 85,000 only amount, no, sorry, correct. 85,000 plus 670, it is coming 85,670. So if he makes payment 21 days before, he can save interest of 670. So he can save interest of 588. Ultimately is paying 85,670. If anybody is interested, you also can do. You calculate interest from average due date up to September 9, you'll be getting same 670 rupees also. If you want, you can cross check average due date to September 9. We can do the calculator if you want. See, what is average due date we got here? 16th August. 16th August and September 9, no? 16th August means balance 15. 15 plus 9, 24. 24 days. You can calculate interest for 24 days. 85,000 into 12% to 24 by 365. You'll be getting 670 rupees. 670.661 some 68 something you are getting is nearly rounding off the nearest rupees 670 rupees. That means is saving a 588, so you can make payment before September. This is only the calculation part. This is they are asking you to cross check how we can make a payment. Clear to all of you? Now let us see the 9th problem. This is opposite to this. Mr. Black accepted the following bills drawn by White. This is same due date you have to calculate, etc. You can do. He wants to pay the bills on a single date. Interest chargeable is 18% per annum. Mr. Black wants to save 150 rupees on account of interest payment. Find out the date on which he has to effect the payment to save interest of 150. Base date to be taken shall be earliest due date. Even if he is not giving the earliest date, we are taking the same earliest date as a base date. Now the question is, see, so the difference is he wants to save interest of 588. Here he wants to save interest of 150. But he wants to save interest of 588. How many days before 30th September the payment is to be made? But here he is not given the payment date. Then saving interest is nothing but earning interest of 150 is nothing but rebate. You know rebate? Making the payment before the due date. This problem is making the payment before due date. Sir, how you will be able to know? Because here we got date of settlement is different, date of due date is different. But we got average due date. We can calculate average due date, but we don't have the date of settlement. So the question is that is wants to save interest. Then immediately this point should come to your mind. Making the payment before due date. You learn in bills of exchange. If you are making the payment before due date, you can get a rebate. That rebate. To get a rebate, how many days before due date you need to pay? See, generally I've given this example. Long back BSNL has given example. If you make payment before due date of your telephone bill, you can save interest of 1% on the bill amount. 1% concession on the bill amount. Like that is saying you want to save 150 rupees. How many days before? How many days before you need to make a payment? So for this, first of all, you should calculate average due date as it is. Okay, we have to calculate average due date as it is. How to calculate average due date? You all are aware of it. So what I am doing, I am giving the answer that average due date is you have to calculate. Since it is a bill 4 months plus 3 days, you have to calculate plus 3 days, plus 3 days, plus 3 days. This I am giving as homework to you. Ninth problem. I have worked out average due date, but that I am not going to do because you have been doing so many problems about average due date. Average due date for this problem will be 3rd August 2010. This you find out. It is homework for you. Which one? Average due date is homework, but I got 3rd August 2010 average due date. This is point number 1. I think you can do that average due date now. Then point number 2, I am calculating interest. What is the bill amount here total? 4 plus 5, 9 plus 6, 15 plus 5, 20,000 rupees. What is rate of interest? 18% per annum. Interest per annum. Interest per annum is 2000, 20,000 to 18%, 3,600. Now interest per day, 3,600 by 365 days. No. So if you take calculator, 3,600 divided by 365, 9.86, approximately 10 rupees approximately you are getting. Per day interest 10 rupees. So simple point. Now third one. To save or earn interest of rupees 150, payment should be made 15 days earlier. How, sir? 150 rupees by 10 rupees. The 150 rupees interest you won't say. What is per day interest? 10 rupees. 150 by 10, you are getting 15 days. To save interest or earn interest of rupees 150, payment should be made 15 days earlier. That is 150 by 10. How you are getting 150, sir? 150 rupees interest you want to save. Per day interest 10 rupees means to save 150 rupees 15 days before you have to pay. 15 days earlier. Then average due date. That is, I've told you, I have already given the answer. You can work out. 3rd August 10 minus 15 days to go back. 3rd August, 3 days already there. 12 days of preceding month, July. 31 minus 12, 19 days. I think you can do it. So that is on 19/7/2010. To save interest or N150, payment should be made 15 days earlier than average due date. That is average due date minus 15 days. On 19/7/2010, you should make payment to get a rebate. Rebate is nothing but making payment before due date. You can get a rebate. I repeat once again. First, you have to calculate average due date. This you have to find out. This is a homework. Then interest per annum 20,000 is the total amount into 18 by 3,600. Interest per day 10 rupees. To save interest or N interest of rupees 150, payment should be made 15 days earlier. Because 150 by 10 if you do 15 days before average due date, then average due date, earlier than average due date. That is 3rd August 2010 minus 15 days. So on 19/7, you should make payment to get rebate of how much? 150. Whenever you make payment before the due date, you'll be getting rebate. So how you'll be knowing, sir? Here in this problem, he hasn't mentioned the date of settlement, but you want to get some, you need to earn an income of 150 rupees. Now here making the payment on the due date, making the payment on the settlement date, but before settlement date, after due date. This problem is saving interest after due date, before settlement. This is in saving interest. If you want, you can make comparison. This problem is after average due date, before settlement. What is before settlement date? 30th September. This problem is making payment before due date. This is after due date, before settlement. This is making payment before due date. How to identify? Because we don't have date of settlement. These two are IPCC problems, but just practice. It's not that difficult. So with this, I am concluding today's session, and also I have finished off the average due date. Study material also, you got few problems you can work out, right? Maybe calculation of days, etc. Be watchful. Otherwise, you can work out this problem without any difficulty. So next class we start with account current. Till then, goodbye. God bless you all. Thank you.